This story is titled, My Wife Keeps Making Major Life Decisions Without Discussing Them with Me First. I always believed that marriage was about partnership, about making choices together. But lately, I've started to wonder if my wife ever saw things that way. My name is Daniel. I'm 53 years old, and I've been married to my wife Lisa for almost 20 years. We built a life together, careers, a home, a future. At least I thought we did. But lately, it feels like I've just been along for the ride, watching as Lisa makes decisions that affect both of us without even asking for my input. At first, I tried to ignore it. She's always been independent, and I loved that about her. But then, things started to change. The first real shock came when I came home from work one evening and found our living room completely different. New furniture, a different color scheme, even a new TV, which I hadn't even wanted. Lisa, I had said, standing in the doorway, completely stunned. What is this? She beamed at me, clearly excited. Do you like it? I thought we needed a refresh. I ran a hand through my hair, trying to process everything. You changed everything without talking to me? Her smile faltered for just a second before she waved a dismissive hand. Oh, come on, Dan. It's just furniture. You always say you don't care about that kind of stuff anyway. And she was right. I had said that before. But that wasn't the point. The point was, it wasn't just about the furniture. It was about making a decision, a big one, without so much as mentioning it to me. But I let it go, and I shouldn't have, because that was just the beginning. A few months later, Lisa quit her job, not considering quitting, not talking about quitting, not warning me about quitting, just quit. I came home to find her sitting on the couch, smiling like she didn't have a care in the world. I did it, she announced. I blinked. Did what? She grinned. I left my job, finally. I've been miserable there for years, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I stared at her. Lisa, we talked about this, about making a plan first, making sure we were financially ready. Oh, we'll be fine, she said breezily, waving her hand again, just like before. I felt my stomach tighten. We'll be fine? That wasn't a plan. That wasn't us deciding together. That was her deciding for both of us. And the worst part? She didn't even think she had done anything wrong. But still, I let it go. And then came the decision that I couldn't ignore, the one that made my stomach drop. Lisa put our house up for sale, without telling me. I came home from work one evening, exhausted, only to find a for sale sign staked into our front yard. I stopped dead in my tracks, staring at the sign like it was some kind of joke. No, this had to be a mistake. I rushed inside, my pulse racing. Lisa, I called. She was in the kitchen, humming to herself, completely unbothered. When she saw my face, she frowned. What's wrong? I pointed toward the window. What's wrong? Lisa, there's a for sale sign in our yard. Oh, she let out a small laugh, like I was overreacting. Yeah, I meant to tell you. I found a buyer. I stared at her. A buyer? A buyer for our home? My voice cracked. She nodded, still smiling. I figured it was time for something new. I've been looking at places down south. Wouldn't it be nice to have a fresh start? Somewhere warmer? The room spun. I actually had to put a hand on the counter to steady myself. She had done it. Again, made a life-altering decision, without me. Lisa, I said slowly, my voice shaking, we didn't decide this. You did. She sighed, crossing her arms. Dan, I don't see the problem. I thought you'd be happy about this. I let out a humorless laugh. Happy? Happy that you're uprooting our entire life without even having a conversation with me? Her eyes darkened. You're overreacting. No, Lisa, I snapped. I'm finally reacting, because this isn't normal. We're supposed to be partners, but it feels like I'm just, I don't know, an afterthought in my own marriage. She shook her head, clearly frustrated. You always act like I'm doing something to you, but I'm just making decisions that I think are best for us. I ran a hand down my face, exhausted. No, Lisa, you're making decisions that are best for you. Silence. She opened her mouth to argue, but I held up a hand. Lisa, I need to know something, I said, my voice quieter now. Do you even want a partner? Or do you just want someone who nods along while you do whatever you want? She didn't answer right away, and in that silence, I felt something inside me break. I stared at her, waiting, hoping she'd say something, anything, that would make this all make sense. But she just sighed, rubbing her temples. Dan, I don't know what you want me to say. I let out a shaky breath. I want you to care, Lisa. I want you to acknowledge that what you did, what you keep doing, isn't fair. It's not how a marriage works. She frowned. I do care. I care about our future, about what's best for us. I shook my head. No, you care about what you think is best. But you don't stop to ask me. You don't stop to consider what I want. What if I don't want to move? What if I love this house? Did you ever even think to ask me? She hesitated, and that hesitation told me everything. I clenched my jaw. Lisa, you're acting like I'm just along for the ride, like my opinions don't matter. Her lips parted, but again, nothing, no words, no defense. And suddenly I felt so tired. Because this wasn't just about the house, or her quitting her job, or the furniture. It was about a pattern of her deciding that she knew best, no matter what. A pattern of me always being one step behind, always scrambling to adjust to whatever she had already decided. And I couldn't do it anymore. I swallowed hard, my voice quieter now. Lisa, I love you, I always have. But love isn't enough if you don't respect me as an equal in this marriage. Her face twisted, her frustration evident. So what? You're saying this is my fault? I exhaled. I'm saying I can't keep living like this. For the first time that night, I saw something flicker in her eyes. Fear. She took a step closer. Dan, come on. This is us. We've been together for years. We can figure this out. I nodded slowly. Maybe, but not like this. She swallowed. Then how? I hesitated, my chest tightening. Counseling. Something. But I need to know that you actually want to be in this with me, not just dragging me along while you do whatever you want. She looked away. I thought I was doing what was right. I sighed. What's right is talking to me, including me. If you can't do that, my voice caught, then I don't know what's left for us. Silence. And then she nodded, slowly. Okay, she whispered. It wasn't an immediate fix. It wasn't a grand, sweeping apology, but it was something. And for now, that was enough. If this story resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe. Have you ever felt unheard in a relationship? Let's talk in the comments below.